Cowboys play on Thanksgiving. They're not even good. How is that fair? Should they even be allowed to play every single year on our holiday?
I don't think so. I don't think so. I think it's tradition. They're holding on to it because obviously they jump-started it in the 60s under Tex Schramm, and I get all of that at the 60s or 70s. I don't recall specifically. But the bottom line is they don't deserve it. They call themselves America's team. I think that, thank you, 1966, right? I think that's it. Exactly. So, I mean, listen, here's the bottom line. America is the greatest nation in the world. We all feel that way as American citizens. Despite our troubles and things of that nature, we still understand who we are in the eyes of the world, what a great nation that we are, and so many people want to be over here because of how great our great country is. And this team that hasn't won a championship in a quarter century, that's won about 2 playoff games in that span, because of the star on their helmet, because of the cheerleaders, because of the $1 billion playpen that their owner Jerry Jones has built, they have been allowed to be a walking piece of mediocrity for far too long. And unfortunately, they've been given that Thanksgiving Day situation. Not only do they play every Thanksgiving, but they play every Thanksgiving at home. They never have to travel. Everybody else has to travel for them. I guess it's because they play every year. So if you're going to play every year, you should at least be allowed to be home. But people are absolutely subjected to having to go on the road and travel to Dallas to play this team on Thanksgiving as if it's some kind of a privilege. It disgusts me. I feel the same way about Detroit, but I'll leave that to Max. In the end, what it comes down to is that I would like to see a change in things. I would like to see somebody else playing on Thanksgiving afternoons as opposed to us having to be subjected to the Dallas Cowboys. That's my own personal opinion. I don't think they're worthy. I think that they should have to elevate themselves to relevancy, and I get disgusted that on far too many occasions in this great country of ours, we reward people for greatness that they haven't achieved yet. This kind of stuff should be reserved for those who are worthy. And clearly, they are not at this particular moment in time. And they haven't since I had an afro.
But they'll rate because they're very popular. Cowboys, whether we like it or not, are very popular. And in fact, today, especially without the Steelers and the Ravens, that's the game to watch, right? We're actually interested. You're always interested in the Cowboys, even if you're rooting against them. So the Cowboys are not the problem on Thanksgiving. And I hate turkey slander, by the way, and I hate Detroit slander. I'm a big fan of Detroit, but Detroit is the turkey every Thanksgiving. I mean, look. And when I say I love Detroit, I'm talking about Stephen A. from Emanuel Stewart, the late, great Emanuel Stewart, one of the greatest boxing trainers of all time in the Kronk Gym with Tommy Hearns and them, right? To, by the way, the Motown, the auto industry, remember during the Great Recession? Don't bail out Detroit, bail out Wall Street. Who paid the money back first? Detroit paid the money back first. I love Detroit, love going there, love the town. But so understand this, Molly. And by the way, the birthplace of the great Jalen Rose. But understand this also. Detroit, the Detroit Lions, are right now in the middle of one of the most egregious eras in the history, like lack of success eras in the history of American team sports. And no one talks about it. Stephen A., you talk about you have to go back to 91, 92. One playoff win in 60 years. One playoff win in 60 years. Like, this is outrageous. Every Thanksgiving, the game that you're like, oh, who cares, is the Lions. Imagine if the Chiefs were playing right now, or some team you cared about. But every year it's Detroit. I'm sorry. Again, I love you, Motown. I love you, Detroit. Your football team should not be playing on Thanksgiving, and I think you know it.
Well, listen, not a lot of people know, a lot of people know that I played with New England. I finished out my career with the Jets, but in between all of that, sandwich in between, I spent 4 years with the Detroit Lions. And let me tell you, I have a lot of scars playing with Detroit, particularly on Thanksgiving. From the 6th touchdown, I think Peyton Manning had one year we played him on Thanksgiving. Peyton Manning threw like 6 touchdowns and a half. Michael Vick came in and just terrorized us on Thanksgiving. I have nothing but scars from playing on Thanksgiving with the Detroit Lions. It was just utterly disastrous. So as much as Stephen A., lambasted Dallas Cowboys and his whole disgust and going on his diatribe about the Dallas Cowboys, there is nothing like what the Detroit Lions have been putting out on Thanksgiving, because it's been absolutely atrocious.
Well, first of all, I'm not disagreeing because Molly asked me about the Cowboys. It's not that I'm disagreeing with any points about the Lions.
You can't disagree.
The Lions are the original. The Lions, I cannot. The Lions are the originator in terms of playing on Thanksgiving Day. They were actually playing on Thanksgiving Day before the Dallas Cowboys. I think a decade, a little while before that. And then Tex Stram decided to do it as a publicity stunt in 1966, and it was a success. So obviously they held on to that. We all know how pathetic the Detroit Lions have been. It's a damn shame. We went through a period where we didn't mind because we got to watch Barry Sanders. And so we get that part. But we understand that. But guess what? At least the Detroit Lions know how much they stink. I mean, one of the funniest times during you remember when they went 0-16, and remember when their executives were covering their face and sliding. I mean, it was pretty bad.
With you.
I mean, at least
the family holiday.
They are.
And Matt Miller said, "I know what we need: another receiver in the draft."
But all I'm saying is that they don't lie. Excuse me, they don't lie about who they are. The Dallas Cowboys lie to the American public. They have a brilliant, brilliant businessman as an owner and a marketer in Jerry Jones. Okay? They got the cheerleaders. No question about that. They got the billion-dollar playpen. Their stadium is off the chain. We get all of that. But in terms of who they purport themselves to be compared to who they are, it is a lie. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.